Afternoon, Nzinga, and to our viewers. Nzinga, you'd remember since last week, opposition parties have been left fuming. They've been putting pressure on the Speaker, saying that after Randall Williams issued those two resignation letters that caused a lot of confusion, the opposition parties insisting that the first letter was actually valid. And of course, independent legal advice yesterday proved exactly what the opposition parties have been emphasizing. And now that that is out of the way, and the Speaker has addressed the media to just clear the air, saying that he also got left confused and caught in the middle of the internal legal advice that advised him that the second letter was actually valid, but now, of course, getting independent legal expertise that confirmed that the opposition parties were actually right all this time. I'm joined by Judge Makwarela from the ANC, and they are saying that council needs to convene as quickly as possible so that the election of a new mayor can be prioritized. George, just in short, tell us about the ANC's position as we're standing now. It's a lot of political impasse in the capital city, a lot of uncertainty as well.
Well, thank you very much, my dear sister. We have indicated again in terms of the application of law, because we have always insisted that the first letter was the most correct one and legally binding. And where we are, we would want council to urgently see it so that the mayor is elected. So that we are able to deal with issues that relates to budget adjustment and so forth. Remember, the mayor has a responsibility to coordinate and present the report in council so that the report is the adjustment budget is adopted and the services are able to be rendered.
The possibility of another coalition emerging that might see another mayor that's not necessarily coming from the DA, how possible is that?
Well, highly possible. I mean, almost all the parties, in the exception of few that are represented in council, they want change, because the challenges that our people are enduring on the ground is insurmountable to a point where everybody says, but we can't have this situation again. I mean, it's Ekurhuleni, it's Johannesburg, it's Tshwane. The DA is unable to render services, more particularly to our people in townships. So we are very much sure that the mayor will not be from the DA. We are not will not be able to share with you as to how are we going to do it, who's going to be the mayor, but we can tell you without any fear of contradiction that the mayor, there will be a new mayor coming from a new party.
The election of that mayor needs to be prioritized. You've put that rightfully out. But what confidence do you have that the Speaker will do the right thing with all the controversy that we have seen in the last week and a half?
Well, the Speaker must be professional. He's human. He has seen the type of problems that our people are faced with on a daily basis. And he agrees with us that indeed, we need to have a situation whereby a moment of change arrives soon here in the city of Tshwane. So we have confidence that the Speaker will do the right thing within the framework of the law.
You're speaking about the possibility of a new coalition that might emerge out of this political impasse, but there's also been criticism of people who are saying that they don't trust the ANC anymore. They do not want the ANC to take over power in Tshwane. How do you respond to that indictment that the ANC is part of the problem? The ANC caused part of the political turmoil, part of the financial turmoil in the capital city.
Well, the ANC has its own fair shares of problems, but the people must have confidence in the African National Congress, because we have done fairly well in a number of areas. So we are saying to our people, the ANC is for you. I mean, the time where the ANC was absent in the city has gone down. I mean, the city is damaged. So it clearly tells you the role that the ANC played in building this city. I mean, just 7 years of our absence, the city has gone down. So we are an organization to be reckoned with.
let's talk about service delivery. Just in closing, in short, if as the opposition party, the ANC, when you have to assess the performance of the outgoing mayor, Randall Williams, what would you say? How do you feel about how he performed and just everything that we have seen that comes out of his leadership?
Well, speaking Randall and performance in the same sentence, I mean, it's very unfair. We have always said as the African National Congress that Mr. Randall is extremely incompetent. I mean, you would have seen, more particularly in the city, I mean, the piles and piles of garbage, the spillage of sewer, the potholes that are there, the water, I mean, the lights that are not functional, the parks that are not maintained. I mean, there's nothing working in the city. So it's very clear that you can't speak of any performance when you speak of Mr. Randall.
When we talk about the damning Auditor General report, there's monies that went missing. As the ANC, do you think maybe Mr. Williams must answer? There must be some sort of investigation into his personal conduct to find out what happened to billions of rands that went missing?
Well, that's where we are as the African National Congress. He must take a responsibility of the damage that the city suffered as a result of the damning report. So we are still studying the report. Where necessary, we are going to lay criminal charges against Mr. Randall and whoever is involved, because we can't leave it. I mean, we've got an inherent and a political obligation to ensure that we secure the finances of the people of this city.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. George Makwarela from the ANC here in Tshwane, also adding his voice to the many political voices here in the capital city. This as we all await to see who will be the next leader to take over the reins from, of course, Randall Williams, who resigned last week. Which leader will that be? Will that leader be fit for purpose? Will it be a leader that can for once put the people of Tshwane first? You would understand that the capital city has been in political turmoil since 2016 under the coalition governments. There has been a lot of motions of no confidence and just a whole lot of political ping-ponging, this at the expense of service delivery that impacts in particular the grassroots majority. So we await to see who will be the next leader. Hopefully, as the speaker said, that they will prioritize the council to convene and a new leader might be elected by next week. We toss it back to studio.